Hello. Hello. How we all doing? Well, I hope. Despite my voice into my ears. Excellent. Okay. I wanted something relaxing and easy. Easy, I say in brackets. I need 8. I would play Final Fantasy XIV today, but the only thing I would be doing is like bulk crafting, and that's not very entertaining to watch. I'm sure I could waffle on for hours. Again, not very fun to watch. So we're going to do this today, where I'm basically going to be doing the same thing. As soon as I can remember what it was I was doing, I last played this, because it's been a little while. I think I was rebuilding my basic iron factory. So I had tier 2 miners now. Excuse me. I ate my tea, but it has to cool off a little bit first. Today's tea is ginger. Yeah, because I had... Let's see. This is my basic iron factory. Plates, rod screws. Okay, so then this was reinforced plates. Reinforced plates. And what else? What's this making? Rotors. And... okay, all this is rotors then. Yeah, okay. Reinforced plates. It was reinforced plates, and then I had shoved in smart plating, I think. So no longer producing that. And this is just not running because it's full. Yeah. I don't have the overflow syncing yet. Where... oh yeah, and I was going to build a fancy building, as you can see up at the top there. Okay, so... that's going into... okay, that's being taken to the sink. None of these buildings have my iron paint scheme on them. I'll do that later. Okay. Yeah, I think I was like mid fixing up this building. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on back at my hub. To try and refresh my memory as to what I was doing aside from plates. There we go. So I know there's a holster button in here somewhere. Oh yes, my glowing stairs that go nowhere because I was testing a thing I saw about backlighting stairs. Maybe I'll do something with that eventually. I think the last thing I was doing, I was beautifying my iron factory, and then I was reconstructing my reinforced plates. That's what I was doing. Okay. Let's power lines out to Sam node. Sure, I picked that slot up. I don't know why it's still there. Maybe they reset some things at some point. Ah, yes, okay. And then this was going to go over here. Yeah, because I'm going to rebuild all this. Oh, there's frames. Okay. So rotors, frames. All of which I'm going to rebuild. Problem becomes the landscape around here. I guess I could cut these trees and build it out in this way. Not the worst idea. But yeah, tier 2 miners, so we can double the production of everything. That's why I was rebuilding. So let's remember how to maths and okay. There's also so the way I had this set up before, none of you will have seen this, but it was like well hanging over this opening. You can still see the remnants of where it was because that pole was like at the corner. But it looks like I had the thought to make it a little bit more compact and shove everything this way. So 240 per minute, and to make frames is not frames, plates, heavy plates. Where is the reinforced iron plate? Iron plates and screws. You know what? I think I'd written down somewhere. What it was meant to be. Copper wire, copper cables, copper sheets. Iron rods, iron screws, iron plates. We wanted those not feeding into our own thing, because that miner is going to be entirely reinforced plates. So going on over here is the power. Basic steel. Beams and pipes, okay. And then I think this was just more power. Why don't I go show that to you all too? Bask in how ugly everything looks. So the build has to come first and then pretty can come later. But we are at later, so the pretty can come now. So okay, fine. Don't be cooperative. See where I am on the tech tree as well. So there's my concrete factory. Tiny as it is, and I have I think that's just quick fire. Where are we? What? Oh. Oh, that's what. Okay, so I have a mod. I have like 2 mods. Infinite Nudge and Structural Solutions. I think is just things make builds look pretty. And this road came as part of the blueprint. Oh, what was I doing over here? I think I was redesigning my miner housing. Yeah, that's what that looks like I had started to do. I don't remember where I found these blueprints. If you search Satisfactory blueprints, you'll find them. Oh no. The blueprints. Okay, well. The blueprints I had found said they required a mod called structural something or other. Anyway, but I guess I hadn't looked at structural solutions. I guess I hadn't looked at the looked at this since installing that mod. I just kind of took it as required and then never bothered to see why. Ooh, curved ones. Bollards? Oh, chat. Oh no. Pretty things in here. Oh no. Okay, well, steel beams, steel beams, steel beams. Concrete. Iron rods. Well, that's all easy enough for my tech level. Let's go get the steel beams. But I have a thought to check the check that. Problem becomes, in order to get my blueprints back, I need to figure out where they are and reinstall them into the folder. And then restart the game, which I could do. Take like 2 minutes. If even. But let's not worry about that right now. It's just a full of junk. Got iron ore in my pocket. Go away. Oh, because I fizzled the... Yeah. Duh. I'll get all that production moving again for no reason. See, I also looked in that cave. I don't remember if I found anything in that cave. I wanted to go back for. I think it was just quartz and a whole lot of spiders. Oh no. Might have been spiders for DNA canisters or coupons. Yep. Nope. Oh, thank you. I need to rebuild this structure too. Now I've got the power lines running underneath it. As you can see there. maybe structural solutions will add some prettier things I can do. Or short range power conveyance. Okay. Let's go from left to right. Fire away, fire away. In the, yeah, they must have like, there's absolutely no way I would have left slugs just sitting here, so they must have, I must have, something somewhere got regenerated at some point, which is fine. Now suddenly remembering that I have built this weirdly somewhere. It's a log there too. Oh yeah, that was it. It was that. You can't run on that line back because you run to the wall. Okay. I've gotten the cassette that's over. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was there or over there. I already caught that. Boomst? Oh, and there was me manually collecting sand. And here's my other power plant. Okay, that works. Which I can expand a lot. And I think I had plans to at some point. This is 3 pure nodes. And I just unlocked my Mark II, so that's why this is... Yeah, that's why this is so much bigger than the other power plant near my steel production. megawatts. Of course, a not insignificant part of my factory is disassembled at the moment, so... I think I was manually extracting sand to make into what's it called? Reanimated sand? Reawakened sand? It's because it was an easy thing I could do for coupons. But clear out the riffraff again soon. What do we get? Peoples. ports, cable connectors. What do these look like? It's like if I wanted to do a suspension bridge kind of thing. Oh, that is large. Okay. Hmm. So functions like beams. Okay. I mean, sure. I had two different sets of road blueprints. Maybe this one wasn't the one that wanted structural solutions. Maybe it's just the other one. And I was going to upgrade to the bigger one later. Paint beams, kind of cool. Metal paintable beam. Flat beams, invisible beam. Good lord. Like that meme of the guy lying in bed being blinded. Ugh. Okay. That's, no. Can you be painted? Is that what that comes in as default? Or is that, oh, this comes in as default? Well, I can see those. Being useful somewhere. I heard re-entry. There it is. Right. Okay. Okay, so if you wanted a big open structure. How glass are they? They don't have the sound. Sad. Okay. Still. Curved wall. Oh, let's see it. Go up. Not clipping through that. Pulling teeth. Yeah, I can see that being fun. Curved wall outside cab. Ah, I did pick up iron bars. And iron is being fed into the sink. So, yeah. I'm grabbing from here. Not that. Yes, that. Glass walls, I don't know that I would actually use. Not in production. Maybe in my gallery. Auto doors. Explain yourself. Okay. Now my buildings are fairly open. If you need me, I'll be in the Angry Dome. Yeah, we could totally make the Land Express building. What was the other thing we just got? Expenses. Industrial railing, curved fence, diagonal fence. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, I guess because well, you can like huh. Well, anyway. That's kind of neat if you're building a rounded walkway. This I can well see me using. So I did have a walkway around the blueprint designer at one point, but it none of it lines up. So I just kind of disassembled it and left the towers. Any road. Ramped fence, heavy walls, heavy frames, metal grating, metal walls. So many things. Okay. Fast cars, beautiful women, trendy nightclubs. The professor invented them all. Sir. Okay. It's also cheap. Yeah, it's definitely designed just to be a pretty thing you can build without being prohibitive. Problem. Okay. Problem becomes very swiftly if this mod ever breaks. Like, my entire factory would disappear. I want to use them. They look so cool. Okay, sorted itself out. I wish the pathing on that thing, like, I set the right up. The route's pretty straightforward. It just has problems at the end, turning around. But I guess this is kind of how those things are. Curved I-beams. Okay, so these could be used for like highway ramps or something. Do pipes actually connect to those? Do trains actually run on those? Have I unlocked trains? I don't think I have. I think trains are phase 5. Wire floors and fences, those look good. I could see using those. I do need to. Now it all matches. Do these pipe walls function? That's what I want to know. Scalable LED. Press illuminate. I do not think I have illuminate. Good lord. Okay. Is that why this thing looks like this? Go into the light. Gaze deep into the light. I think I would actually prefer these if these didn't light up. Okay, well that's all the structural solutions buildings, yes. This is not meant to be a mod showcase. But I just never bothered to look at that, I guess, after I installed it. I was looking for the pipe walls. Where are those walls? They're just decorative chunks of concrete, I guess. Get rid of all the new icons. So what's the scenario in which you would use this? actual hole. Unsure. Like this, I could see. You've ever been to a mechanic shop? Instead of the lifts, they've just got like a trench in the floor so they can access the bottom of the car. I can see that. Maybe. So many things. Break down. Make a vitrification chamber. Indeed. However, it's not the pipe wall. Where's the pipe wall? Not there. Supports. I believe these are all vanilla, just constructed in interesting ways. I believe these blueprints did not require anything special. This is all vanilla stuff that you can get and how you can build it in the game with a little bit of ingenuity. Just I didn't have to. And actually ingenuity. Someone else did it. That's a train rail, sure. I imagine it's functional. Here we go. It's not walls. I-beam pipes. And that looks like it's got a pipe hole in it. Okay. Where can I use this? Nowhere right now, but this could be good. What is that? If I ever make a... I don't know if there's ever a reason I need to transport fluids over a long distance. Anyway, I guess back to the back to the actual tasks at hand, and that's rebuilding my reinforced frame factory. Sure, you won't get hit by the truck. There, see, it's fine. I'm not going to worry about any of this right now, although it looks really cool. And I am already rebuilding a building. Rid of all the new icons. So I cannot deploy my parachute in a minute. It's fine. Nope. Can't be there. Okay, fine. That's not multitasking. Jesus. Okay. So I had written down what this used to be. Where did I write it down? Was it on a sticky note? Hello? Okay. Was it on sticky note? Okay, that's notes for Stardew Valley. It's my notes for 14 gear that's now outdated because it's from last year. My notes from Observer. Notes from story I've been writing. Notes for stream assets, none of which I did. I did something better, I would like to think. Here we are. 3 plates, 1-to-1. 2 rods to 3 screws, 1-to-2. 2 reinforced plates. So that's how it was with a Mark I miner from this node operating at efficiency. Close that. Move this over here. Okay. So we double that. Also for I think I'd written down what these layouts are too. 4 rods plus 4 rods, 6 screws, 1 screw, half of 1. The notes made sense to me at the time. Time and tide and all that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 rods into 6 screws. So that's what that's saying. Upstairs. 4 rods. Because rotors are rods. and screws. So these are just rods combined. Half of that rod's being split off to make more screws. Yeah, okay. So this makes sense. And then 3 plates, 4 rods into 3 screws, into 2 reinforced plates, into 3 modular frames. Okay, so I had written down what all these factories were so I could rebuild them. So we double this. So this becomes where do I want the footprint of this to be? I mean, do I want to just how big I made this? So if we consider this to be the wall of this factory then. Okay. I think maybe I had just extended this floor out so 1, I could get these things at the same height, and 2, I had plans to extend this floor that way. Make all this the same height as well. Which is why I was rebuilding the miner housing. Which right now looks like what? Is this correct? No. This is ugly and I hate it. So you can see what my miner housing that I built looks like, because it looks like this. So I want it to be pretty. With somewhat logical clipping. I think maybe I was just trying to make the little, like, wall designs look better, and that's why I was rebuilding it. What that mean? Why is that blueprint gone? I mean, I made that thing. So something at some point updated, and that this must be why. Okay, and I'm getting lost in the weeds here. So yeah, I had rebuilt all of this to accommodate the Mark II miner. Let's continue. Okay, and I have all this space because I want it to be uniform size stuff. What's going on over here? Stream has quickly devolved into BD does nothing for 2 hours. think that was just... I didn't need all the space for the first floor anyway. Okay, I've semi-refreshed myself on how I built this thing. By which the way I have storage set up here necessitated that final products be constructed above. We have this nice little hard to see display of what's in each of the storages. And then actually gets fed. It runs through the floor and gets fed up from below. Whereas the excess gets sent off to be sunk. Which right now is all of it because storage is full. Wait. So that is being sunk. It's just being sunk over there. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this line is going to get fizzled at some point once I actually finish reconstructing all these. Anyway, dismantle. The way to dismantle a blueprint. You dismantle blueprint. I forget. Anyway, unimportant. So, just begin. So, 240 ore. Eight smelters. As far as smelters go, we can just manifold that. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine the manifold smelters because it's in and out and it doesn't matter because everything that comes out of the smelters is going to be divided anyway. $60, $90, $120. Yeah, So 8 smelters. I think that copper knight doesn't care. That's why. Okay. Smelter. That's a little worrying. Why is that happening? Okay. I just need to fiddle around with some settings, I guess. Okay. And we'll just manifold this. Splitter. Don't walk backwards towards a cliff. That's the only point where it would make sense to have the Mark III built. I see a flaw in my plan. That's unnecessary. Okay. Iron ingots. I'll be rewiring all this anyway. Okay. 240 out, 30 in, 30, 60, 90, 120, 240. So that's all these making iron bars. Excellent. 3 making plates 1-to-1, so that becomes 6 making plates. So 6 of these will feed directly into plates. And then the last 2 rods, 1 to 2, which means these 2 get split. No. Yes? Wait. Is my maths right? At the end of this, it should make 4 constructors making reinforced plates. So it should be wait, that's copper. That's not gonna help me. They're functional, just full. Let's backfill these so the ones towards the end can start beating up. Actually. Okay, so the old factory was 3 plates. So that means 6 of these would be making plates. 30 in, 20 out. So that should be right. Then these making rods. He's making rods, which are 15 in, 15 out. So yeah, these get split to 4. Those get split in half, and then 4 constructors making rods. Logistics. Okay, let's see. All well and good, except that I don't have the space because for I said voltage. We either need to. We'll have lots of space further up. So rods into screws. I don't need rods, I only need screws. Yeah, okay. So split. think about that right now. The wall's gonna, not that way. A wall will go here. How annoyed am I going to be about this? Let's find out how annoyed I'm going to be about this by looking at what I've done over here. I also haven't accounted for... okay, it's fine. What happens is I... 1, fizzle that wall. 2... the bounds of this down 1. So this is where... if this is roughly where that wall was before. Which means I would lose... we cut off... say it was here. Cut off 4 this way. Or that would basically put it here. So if we just mark this with just a little floor. Those are going up and feeding the smelters up here then, yes? Okay. The change in elevation is throwing me. Okay, well, the question then becomes, do I have... why did I do it this way? Actually, that's the question. Why? Why didn't I just have all this go down and put... that storage there? Okay, well, considering how this is laid out, what's going to happen is... that's just going to be how that is. Annoyingly. This is just going to be plates, rods, and screws, and where I would go to get them if I wanted them. I think actually what I do is I rotate this 90 degrees clockwise. Just everything I'm looking at. And have the production coming this way instead of going out that way. Then we can still have the pretty miner. Oh, that's why I was rebuilding the miner housing, because that miner housing I made for Mark 1s. And it did some extra weird clipping somewhere. Mark 2s. No, it doesn't. It looks fine. Where is the green? So I can't be asked to build a tower. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's fine. I think the Mark 1s like didn't have this, so it was just the power. Why was I redesigning this? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to cut off 4 layers of foundation from that side. I'm going to run this conveyor along the wall. And put the smelters along that way. Even back in this direction, so that I'll just build the factory towards me, where I'm standing here. Then I can put a storage thingy here, which I have no recollection of how I built this. Let's see. And I only have one, so it's going to be okay, this is something I should blueprint. Okay. Big concrete pillar. Storage container. Small concrete pillar. Big concrete pillar. That should have it line up roughly. I'm getting way too in my head about this. But I want to look nice. We might have to experiment a little bit. A thought occurs. So if we take this, oh, but this floor level is not, it's only 2 foundations high instead of 4. 3. 1, 2. That's why I'm annoyed. That's why I'm so annoyed at this. Okay. Okay. This is fine. What happens is that becomes the production floor level. Just not there. It starts there. Fizzle that. Yes. So that's where that goes, and that's fine. Rebuild our storage. But not here. We build it here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Big concrete pillar, small concrete pillar, storage container, small concrete pillar, big concrete pillar. Small concrete pillar recessed because we have display floor hole. With signs to backlight it. Signs that I won't be able to sample because I've got a conveyor in front of them. Okay. Yeah, okay. And somewhere behind this we've got ew, that's not that cannot be how I had that. Getting there. Yeah, okay, that's how that is. It's like this, yes? Yes. This is right about the billboard. that should be right. It just goes to extend that up. But I don't have them merged. Okay. Maybe it didn't matter because it's being hidden behind. I don't hate it. Well, okay. It's a little bit more noticeable. Well, it's not more noticeable. Why have I done anything the way I've done it? That's always the question. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I think that's where I want that. Okay, fine. Oh, maybe it was like that because that lines it up with. Yeah, that's why it was like that. Okay, and then I have portrait signs. Start there. Up like that. Why? No, it's just you. Just this one. Okay. And this is an iron-based factory, so we take this color scheme. And how do I have it? Like red. It's not that. This one. Okay. It's basically the same thing. Excellent. Okay. Aside from my little floor decorations, that's done. It's just alternate colors. Question becomes, how did I get these on the floor? too much time on that and not enough time on the actual, you know, construction. So fizzle all this. Oh, wait, no. I just saw it. Look at it. That's what I want. Okay, we fizzle all of this. Reorient it. And then we fizzle. Layers of foundation. Or dismantle crates. 2, 3. Say the wall is here. Does this track? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, that'll do because stuff's gonna be back here. So the goal is to keep this little area right here clean. Excuse me, as clean as possible. I have not had any of my tea. Lukewarm. This is missing. Not clipping into the wall, and it allows for a straight through run. Good. Which means we, well, I don't like that barrier. Maybe I'll just leave that. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'll worry about this later. Although my thought is probably just remove well, Not even that. Yeah, just a corner. Oh, but anyway, I think this just becomes a... I think that just becomes a wall, and then I don't worry about it. Or it becomes a concrete pillar. That's what it becomes. So, got the miner. I beg your pardon. Ramp. Please. The wall. And then we'll be able to reconfigure the energy metron going down there. So, assuming that I at some point actually fix my miner housing, this is on the... So please tell me I haven't somehow not put this on the universal grid. Okay, it is. It's fine. Just the orientation of this miner is going to be a little bit skewed. But that's what infinite nudge is for, so I can fix it once I have... seriously, where's like blueprint selection mode? Did I build this? Like, sure. But this is also like the ugly thing that isn't finished. So yeah, I need to figure out why my what happened to my blueprints. I don't know if I can. I don't think I had to, like, exported that anywhere. Okay. Well, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. So, what will happen is it'll be open. It will go something like that. Say, that's just gonna save me headaches. The power switch and all of that I will sort out. Right now. So if I don't do it right now, I just never will. Case in point, I didn't. I didn't put the switch at all on this building. Yes, I did. So, here. Okay. Just on a small pillar. It's just going to be a temporary one, and we'll build the final one. At a later time. Power switch. Which side's the front of you? We do not have an AI limiter. Okay. Well, never mind. Be that way. Okay. Splitter. You need at least some room to move here. What do I hate less? I think it's this. 5, 6, 7. And yeah, we just do it that way. Why have I done this? Why have I done the things I've done? Question for the ages. These are literally stacked right next to each other. So that's how these are going to be. Split here. Markery. There. Actually, is this being split? Well, I mean, it is being split in half, but you know what? The main artery is never the congestion problem. And yeah, you iron ingots. Congratulations. You're all full to bursting. That was another mod that I got auto sort. I got annoyed. Go. Full to bursting, ready to pop. Okay. I will literally scream. Thank you. Okay. Oh, switch is going to run along the wall anyway, but so it's fine. It's temporary solution. Nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. Okay. Now, I hate this. I hate this so much because these can't feed directly into the constructors like they need to. So constructors are wider. So I'm going to have to just immediately disassemble all this. Actually, yeah, because it's a 1-to-1. None of these ever need to split, which is why the copper factory is built the way it is. This iron factory is not. I see. Okay, it is actually fine. Is actually fine. I tell myself, knowing full well that it's a lie. We just go here. That's where we start. So 6. Making iron plates. How much of a mess is this going to be? Uh-huh. Don't love that. Like this, even less. No. Stop. This way. Oh, God. And my suffering. Pray for me that now, in the moment of my death, which I hope will be soon. Oh no. And then this one just doesn't get to work at all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rebuild all these more spread out. Because I built them for the smelters, not for the constructors that they need to feed it to. Which don't work. Well, rip my inventory again. deciding to not care. I am deciding to not care. I am deciding to not care. Just going to toss all this. But does mean I can put these a little closer, actually, which is better. Constructor, there we go. Truth. A little closer being there. What do you flip it to? Not the worst, but I would really rather it's not visibly clipping. So a little bit of clipping I don't mind, as long as it's not intersecting. 2, 3, 6 plates. Six. Reconnect the power again, but that's known. Those are ready to go to the structures that make screws. Well, that make rods that then make screws. Okay. Want to there. Back to this. These are all making iron ingots. Yeah, get off the ladder. And then we just manifold these again. Slide up correctly. Okay. All of that's moving. And now all of these are making plates. I already did, pretty sure. So these are making plates. At the end of the day, the power is going to be running on the ceiling, so this doesn't matter as much. Six, and then split up here into those. But 2 hours I have done exactly nothing. Run around and look at stuff. And I guess that's just kind of how Satisfactory goes, isn't it? Well, it's started. So these will all come this way. So plates, which will then feed up the floor. Rods split to screws, which will then... Actually, I might... Well, no, because there's space here. So rods into screws. Then feed up a floor into assemblers. That's where the 4 hole is. That's not a 4 hole, thank you. That. At whatever speed this actually goes. Well, I've kind of put a conveyor belt on the floor now, I guess. Wait. Huh. I'll worry about that later. I'm gonna head off for now. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this, me doing absolutely nothing for 2 hours. Because, yikes. Yeah, this has been fun. I kind of miss Satisfactory, and it's got an update coming soon, which means everything will break. Well, at least the mods will break, probably. That's fine, because I'm not really using them for much of anything. I mean, nudge is nice. Automatic sorting is nice, but they'll come back eventually. But nothing constructed is using a mod. Because I didn't even know I didn't know how structural whatever added things until today. So it's fine. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all. I hope you've enjoyed. And I will see you in the future. I remember to press the right buttons this time. Ah, excellent. Bye now.